Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Welcome to Post Game Live, Game 6, Indiana Pacers versus New York Knicks. I am your host, Dylan Barretto. I am not alone. I have Michael Blagman, Big Mike, here playing in the background as I take control of this show. So, my right-hand man normally, but my left-hand man today. See how we are as we are. Mike, do me a favor before I start with my monologue. Play me that New York Knicks playoff song, please.
There's something at the end of the rainbow. So, I just thought that they got unbelievable. The second quarter of the Knicks.
Go, New York, go, New York, go!
The Pacers
go, New York, go, New York, go! I might cut that shit off.
And that changed the complexion of the series.
I told y'all I would have a fucking SNL monologue ready for you, and boy, the fuck do I. So, Mike, take a little break. Give me the one. I'll handle it from here. This one's called Thank You, Indiana. Hey, can we get a round of applause for the Indiana Pacers? The heroes we didn't deserve, but absolutely needed. I've been waiting for this moment like a kid on Christmas morning. Knicks fans, how we feeling? Y'all all right? Blink twice if Spike Lee's holding you hostage at Madison Square Garden right now. Knicks lost in Game 6 to the Indiana Pacers. That's not even a playoff team. That's a vibe. That's a YMCA roster with Miles Turner playing center and 5 dudes named TJ playing the wings. New York was tight and spicy all season. Knicks fans had hope. That's dangerous. You give a Knicks fan hope, they start talking wild, like we could take Boston in 6 or Julius Randle's just misunderstood. Then we have the Pacers. Like, actually, we run on clean cuts and mid-range efficiency and sent those boys back to MSG with their shoelaces tied together. I love watching Jalen Brunson cook all playoffs. But once that hand broke in Game 6 last year, even Knicks fans couldn't look at their mom just cancel Christmas. Dude was out there dribbling with one hand like he was playing a pickup game with toddlers. And then this Knicks team couldn't do a damn thing. And can we talk about the Tom Thibodeau offense? It's like watching someone microwave a steak. It's just one guy working way too hard while everyone else just stands around wondering if they're allowed to help. And the best part, Knicks fans still act like they won something. I've never seen a fan base throw a parade for getting bounced in the Eastern Conference Finals. New York was out in the streets like they just overthrew a dictator. We made it past the first round. Bro, you're celebrating mediocrity like it's a national holiday. Meanwhile, Pacers fans are just chilling. They don't need to talk trash. They're too busy Googling, how do you plan a finals party? And is it illegal to be happy in Indiana? And Spike Lee, poor guy, looked like someone told him Do the Right Thing was remade by Tyler Perry. Sitting courtside in a custom Knicks suit like he was ready to audition for America's Got Disappointment. You know what this was? This was karmic balance. This was the universe saying, New York, you've had enough pizza and attention. Go sit down. Let Indiana have this one. And Knicks fans responded the way they always do, by tweeting angrily from the F train while silently dying inside. This is our year. No, it's not. It's never your year. You're the Knicks. You exist to suffer the rest of us feel alive. So shout out to the Pacers, the little engine that could derail the most annoying fan base in sports. Thank you for your service. You've done more for America than half of the Senate. I'll see y'all next season when the Knicks fans start to cycle over again. Yo, if we just had one more piece. No, you don't need a piece. You need therapy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. And live from New York, it's Saturday night. Mike, how you feeling? Your mic is off, sir.
All the emotions that you never get to feel with your bum-ass franchise.
No, I felt this. I felt this many a time. Yours is just most recent, and it's fresh. So nothing like me to come in with the blue container of salt with the little white girl in the yellow raincoat, pour it in the wounds.
Dylan
He
is
has to.
enjoying this. Yes, Blackheart. It's called standing on business. You don't know what goes on. You don't
Because
know what
no-
goes on in our chat.
I give Mike
Offline.
all the respect in the world because Mike preemptively canceled today, not knowing if we were going to have a show. And then he just pops up with a link. And you know who's not here?
The two that said that they were going to be here.
James, who doesn't show up for Nick losses. And Anthony, who's just a fucking fraud. So again, like last year and the year before, I give Mike all the credit for coming in and standing on business and taking this ass whooping that is going to be here for probably 30 minutes because Mike will have enough of me and then end the show.
It's about the time. It's about how much you got. It's about how much you're going to get a little bit more because I said this. Dylan was there the night that we almost had a impromptu live episode when the Knicks traded for Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony was throwing parades in the chat. That I said that night, I don't know if I like this trade.
You, me, and James all said we don't like this trade.
Because he's soft and he doesn't show up in big games. And this also is a tailor-made argument for me and James's impact over numbers, because I don't care what his 22 and 14 says. I don't give a fuck about that.
He gets 85% of that in the first half.
He played horrible tonight. Brunson did not play good either.
I want to bring that to a point later on from what you guys did last show.
Brunson, it's not even about giving a pass. He just won't be eviscerated because he has shown up more times than he hasn't. This is a trend. Like the fact that me and Dylan guessed his last bad game on cue, I was nervous about tonight, but I thought, hey, maybe he figured out I'm bigger than all of these guys. They can't guard me. If I take two dribbles in turn, they can't stop it. He didn't figure that out.
That for about a half.
He didn't figure that out. He didn't figure that out. And this game is just frustrating in so many ways because one, the dam broke.
Yes, it did. And we both said that game was coming. And
I don't even know if it was this game, though, Dylan. Well, the fourth quarter, it broke in the fourth.
Yes.
But this was a winnable game.
At one point when it was 7, when it came down from 20 to 7, it was, and then
it was a winnable game.
Everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
But they were playing like that all game. That's the problem. They were playing the turnovers.
They were playing catch up all game, and their turnovers were fucking bad.
They were hard. Like it's like, where's the line to where I give Indiana credit because Indiana played good defense tonight, but the Knicks were just doing dumb shit with the ball.
They were doing very dumb shit, but I also feel like you and I are kind of like vilified you in a way where you're like, you don't want to be vilified for it, where we both came in and we're like, from last game, Indiana played like they wanted to get back to Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was close enough for them to go and steal the game, they were going to do it, and then came out today with all of the sense of urgency to make sure that they closed out the game.
Because the Knicks started the game with the same urgency. That's why it was a good game. The first half, it was sloppy, but it was because, as my man Rasheed Wallace would say, both teams playing hard, my man. Both teams playing hard. The Knicks were playing hard. Indiana was playing hard. And I thought the Knicks outplayed them in the first half, but the Knicks, they couldn't stop the threes. The threes kept Indiana in the first half, because I thought the Knicks actually outplayed them.
Yes,
I don't want to
I'd say
convincingly, but
I
they
would-
outplayed
yeah.
them. They outplayed
they did enough
them.
to stay in.
And then in just the only thing, like, if the Knicks weren't turning the ball over, they would have ran away from them in this game, because that's Indiana still hasn't proven to me that they can play half court. They still haven't proved it to me that they can play half court. When the Knicks slowed them down and made them play half court, they looked very average. But the Knicks
fourth
could
quarter,
not.
they played a good amount of half court, and they did their thing.
Like I said,
because y'all weren't turning over the ball a ton in at the end of the fourth before they sat everybody. It's just once they decided to put Cat and Brunson into the pick and roll in half court, it was over because Cat was dropping by too
Cat
fast.
was doing what he was doing, which
he was dropping off. Halliburton literally scored 6 straight points on floaters. And then when Cat started to play up on it, nobody was playing Obi Toppin on the roll. And he got 4 straight assists off of dish offs to Turner and then dump off and alley oops to Obi Toppin.
Like, it was, and Thomas's 2 threes, I feel
Thomas
like that's
Bryant,
what probably won them the game. It made them go, it was two big threes, and it was 2 big threes by someone that just isn't supposed to score. So
no, but he has that in his arsenal. It just has not been there all series.
He definitely
4 points for the entire series up until this game. Lost playing time because of he got benched because of how well what's his face was doing against Mitch. Mitch not being in this game in the 8-minute, 7-minute mark, where stuff started to kind of get away from them, where the Pacers start to grab boards on the offensive side and give themselves second and third opportunities. This is the type of shit I don't know if you're on the Fire Tibbs train yet. If I'm a Knicks fan, I'm furious with him because you're never going to get farther than where you are right now. As currently,
I actually do have it, Blackheart. You're actually right. I just forgot to press it because Dylan's monologue. But
I don't think Tibbs as your coach, this was your peak. I don't think you could go any further than this. And you have Mike Malone there to do it, to make the call. And it goes back to what I've been saying for the last almost 3 years at this point. If Brunson's not scoring 30 outside of that one game where everything just clicked because Cat had a great fourth quarter and the bench played great, if Brunson's not scoring 30, you're not in it. You don't have a chance to win.
I don't think offense was the reason they lost this game, though. You can't give
the turnover side,
the turnovers, and the defense. I mean,
turnovers.
They gave up 125.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. But again, I don't think. Anthony, why don't you get over here? Instead of talking from the chat, why don't you come in here and take it fucking... Anthony, am I wrong? If Brunson doesn't score 30, you guys don't have a chance. Take a look at every fucking game in this series outside of, game 4, where you won, and then everybody in New York was like, hey, stop letting Brunson dribble the fucking ball around. If he doesn't score 30, you guys aren't in the game. It's just a fact. I could pull up everything here. We watch the games. We do all that. We need Brunson. You guys need Brunson to be Superman all the time. I'm not saying it's Brunson's fault you guys lost, but it goes back into the point of you guys lost by you guys lost by 17 tonight. Defense is a problem. And I'll bring up to the point now. You guys were calling for everybody to switch on to Andrew Nembhard.
I was saying that.
Andrew Nembhard had the defensive game of his life today.
But it was because all he was doing was guarding Brunson. The Knicks didn't put him in any situation to have to guard anybody else. I've been saying it for 3 games. It sounds crazy because of how good he played tonight. He cannot play defense against anybody on the Knicks starting 5. He can't guard Mikal Bridges. I know that. I've seen that. He can't guard OG. He's too small. I've seen that. He physically can't guard Cat, and he can't guard Brunson. Tonight he played out of body tonight. And listen, and the refs were letting him get away with some stuff, but you got to play through it. You got to play through it. You got to play through it.
It's the playoffs.
There's a line between overly physical and just good, tough defense. And he found it, and he was there all night. And he knew exactly what he could get away with and what he couldn't. And he was there all night. He played a great defensive game. He played a great, that is as good as it's going to get from him. But the Knicks never put him in a situation where he had to guard anyone bigger than him.
They've had 3 players in this series have career-defining games. Where Halliburton had game 5?
4.
4 was the one you guys won. So game 5.
Game 4. They went up 3-1. That's when he had the damn near perfect game.
Oh, right. Game 4. Yep. Game 4 where he had the fucking 30, 15, and 0. Pascal's game 2, I believe, where he had damn near 40.
Pascal's game 2, where we just didn't guard him for some reason.
No, you just couldn't guard him. That's the difference.
Well, it was just guards. it was just little people on him, and he just was eating that up.
And then you have the role players come in.
Today. Yeah, their bench won this game. Their bench won this game tonight.
I mean, their bench probably won them the series. Outside
you could say that too. You could say
because
that too,
their bench came up, and again,
Obi Toppin was 1 of 11 from 3 before tonight. I think he hit 3 tonight.
Carlisle's decision to bring Shepherd in game 1 after not playing for the entire game, but said, "Hey, 6 minutes left, ice up. Go ahead, make your stops." That fucking Tony Bradley coming in here, out of necessity because everybody was in foul trouble, and then being able to put a body on Mitch to try to neutralize him in those moments. TJ McConnell being a pest the entire series, being a spark for offense.
I felt like his effectiveness as the series went on, though. I felt like his
wavered.
Effectiveness.
But early in the series, the first 4 games, super effective. Benedict Mathurin progressively getting better in this series, and then today had a stinker.
And then the Knicks finally figured out how to stop him and couldn't stop nobody else.
Nope. Obi Toppin giving them being able to go 10 deep and trust 10 deep. Good night, baby. I love you. Being able to trust 10 deep, and then sometimes even 12. Is Jarris Walker. Jarris Walker coming in last game and immediately putting impact on the boards off the bench. And it's so hard to try to take credit away from guys who are putting up incredible double-doubles like Tyrese Halliburton, who's putting up 21 and 13. And then Pascal Siakam's getting 31 or 30, scoring 33 times this series. Halliburton forcing overtime after being down 15 game 1. And having a phenomenal series. 2 stars playing like stars. And then be hey, they did their thing, but let's go ahead and focus on what the bench did, because that was the shit they needed.
And the frustrating part about it is that game 1 still changed the series, because the Knicks outplayed them in 3 games. They outplayed the Knicks in 3 games, but they stole a game and we didn't. Because honestly, this series really should be 3-3 right now.
They stole a game in the sense where
they
shouldn't have won.
They should not have won that game.
But you guys won. You guys took one from them at home.
But the Knicks won that game.
They won that game, but
the down 20, I guess I could see what you're saying.
Yeah.
DJ's Nito stat of the night
for the last time
by nobody.
For the last time
Unsullied since 1989, though. Unsullied since 1989.
Jalen Brunson is absolved of literally all and any blame.
No.
I think this is what I did with Kevin Durant. I will do this same thing with Jalen Brunson. It is so difficult to give somebody blame who carried the entire postseason on your back. Like, it's too difficult to be like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Like that, I take it as it is what it is. Brunson is allowed that.
He's allowed to have a bad game. He's allowed to have a bad night.
He's allowed to have a couple of those games because of how fucking important he is and how literally amazing the man has been.
And I know he's kicking himself because we both
he's
know
so mad.
If the Knicks would have gotten out of this, I promise you he would have dropped 40 on them in game 7 because he would not have played bad like that again. He doesn't have 2 bad games back to back. That's how I know he would have played good in game 7 because he wouldn't have played bad again like this. So it sucks. Like I said, so that's where the line is because yes, Brunson didn't play well. So like, you know, we have to hold him accountable for that. But Knicks fans, Anthony, like they like to go over the top, and now the Knicks just can't win with it. Brunson is terrible. Maybe we should get rid of him and blow the team. Like, no. Like,
to be honest, what we should be doing is
relax.
If I'm Leon Rose, I'm trying to move off one of these big contracts so I can build depth and just get 3 guys.
The Knicks just need another. They need a better Mikal Bridges. That's what they need. They just need a better Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges is a little bit better,
but do you keep Mikal Bridges?
Well, so here's where you get paid your money. Do you believe that Mikal Bridges will get better and like he will learn from this and adjust his game and like, you know, he'll be better? Or do you think this is his peak? We may need to move off of him. And then if you think that, realistically, what can you go get? And who like Mikal Bridges is still a very good player. So like, it's hard to find a player better than him that will be available. It
wouldn't be replacing him 1-for-1. It would be replacing him
exactly
and the money out.
Try to figure it finesse because honestly, I'm not trading OG. I'm not trading Mitch. I'm not trading Brunson.
The 2 people you have to look at are Cat and Bridges.
Hart is the soul of this team. Like he's the glue piece that makes he covers up everybody's flaws. So you can't really get rid of him unless, you know, obviously if it's something crazy, like if I had a chance to get like Luka or something, then yeah, Josh Hart could go. But like, you know what I mean though? Like
the way this team plays so well and the Brunson Cat offense with both of them on the court isn't like a great thing. It would probably be better to like keep Mitch, make Mitch your starting center, and have somebody just like him on your bench because he gets hurt.
Like I said, and I understand it, and I do not fault him because he was never going to get that money from the Knicks. The Knicks miss Hart so much, Hartenstein so much. It's so glaring how much they miss him. It's because like Josh Hart, he kind of holds the little faults from guys. He holds it together. And the thing that he does the reason him and Mitch were a great 1-2 was because you could offense defense them, but not lose defense. You could put Hartenstein in that little push jump shot the
horrendous push floater
that the world is about to see that he does over and over again, and he hits it more often than not. Like, because Brunson used to kill with that because he would just do the pick, and then when you sag off, he would just kick it back to him.
It's a drop off.
Him.
Yep.
Like the Knicks. What I learned from this series is that the Knicks miss Hartenstein and Dante. They miss both of them.
Last year's Knicks team probably wins this series.
We know last year's Knicks team beats them because last year's decrepit Knicks team almost beat this Pacers team. Now the Pacers are better this year than they were last year, so I will say that that Pacers team is better. Those guys have gotten better, but yeah, like that's why, and that's like you said when the trade happened. I just wish the Knicks would have let them dudes run it back healthy. Let me see Julius fail. Let me see how it looks with Julius and Hartenstein out there. Let me see it fail before we do something crazy, because they could have made this cat trade this year.
Anthony, Campaign hasn't played in 3 games. Why are we still blaming him?
Because he has nothing. He has nothing. Yeah.
It's it sucks for you guys to be in the position you're in, but going back to the seeing what you see as Mikal Bridges, you think he gets better. The Nets had no problem moving off Mikal Bridges because they realized he wasn't going to be more than what he was.
But the Nets also blew it up.
There wasn't really much to blow up. It was a firecracker of a fucking trade, of a firecracker of a blow up.
But I don't think the Nets ever thought, okay, Mikal Bridges is our franchise player.
No, that's where you're wrong. They did.
That was going to lead us to a championship.
Well,
they thought he was that good.
They thought he was going to be the number 1 guy. That's why they turned down better trade packages than we got. Like when we got him, the Grizzlies tried to trade for him the day we got him from the Suns, and they offered us 6 first-round picks straight up, and we said no. The Rockets tried to trade for him like the week after.
Ooh, he would be nasty on Houston. Mikal would be
tried to trade for the Rockets. They offered us our draft picks back and Jalen Green, and they said no. And then they did. They thought he was going to be.
Then why don't you come here and do it?
Anthony, I've been holding Cat accountable this whole playoff, and we opened up the show holding Cat accountable.
He played like shit. I started the show off by saying, I don't care what the stat line says, 22 and 14. He played horrible.
Like we're sitting here, we're saying you're talking about things that you weren't here for.
Horrible. Like
we held Cat accountable. I've been holding Cat accountable the whole playoffs when you weren't trying to in the first round.
Not only he had 22 and 14 tonight, and only 2 turnovers. And guess what? He played god awful.
And he had like what, 16 in the first half?
Awful. I don't even care. I don't care how much he had in the first half. He played bad. He was missing free throws. The first quarter, the Knicks, like I was saying, could have been running away from them, and he was missing open threes. He missed 2 open threes on back-to-back shots. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Back to the Bridges point. The Nets moved off of him because they didn't think he was going to be better than what he was. So they're like, okay, cool. We're blowing it up. Get rid of it. Fine. Is Bridges going to be better than what he showed he was?
I don't know.
Do you think he is?
What year is this for him? 6, 7?
6 or 7, yeah.
There's a chance he could get slightly better, but not much more.
Because him as like
not gonna get
your
better
first
dribbling.
2, isn't it? Right?
He could be a 2. Yeah, I don't think he could be.
He's not
a 1. He's not a 1.
Yeah, definitely
absolutely.
Not a 1. He can get you 25 as a 1.
Not a 1.
But he's not really a 2. His role is fringe 3-4. It's literally what I've been saying for over a year now. OG Anunoby needs to get more aggressive in his shot taking because he can make these shots. And the fact that we see it in spurts, like he played a fucking awesome game offensively today.
He also does dumb shit, though.
He also be doing dumb shit. But that's
like,
on the coaching part where it's
I feel like OG doesn't realize that he's 6'9", 250 sometimes.
I just don't think he has the confidence to really sit there and again say, hey, I'm taking this while Brunson's on the floor.
Because like I said, switch Nembhard on OG. He cannot guard him. Like he physically cannot guard him. Like,
and then Bridges is high-end role player. Is Bridges in his role better than Derek White in his role?
No. See, that's tough. I would say no, but
because they play the same role.
I feel like Bridges is maybe not actually. I was gonna say I feel like Bridges is better when I just isolate it and think about who's a better player. I feel like Bridges is better, but when I think about it, because I don't know who this Derek White is anymore because this dude just plays out of his mind all the time. Like
it's not required. It's not required. But what he does is icing on the cake.
Yeah, he also has the liberty of playing with Brown and Tatum.
But he's also not scared to take shots.
And Drew Holiday.
But Drew Holiday offensively is not going to give you shit. So
but defensively, Derek White doesn't have to worry defensively either. He's usually guarding the third or fourth best person because
No, he's not.
he
What
doesn't.
are you talking about?
It switches off. They can switch off to anything.
Oh yeah, they're able to, but
they're able to switch everything, so he doesn't have to just focus.
If you guys swap Bridges and Derek White in this series,
I don't think it makes a difference.
I think it does because I think he gives you better offensive production because he's not scared to take the shots.
I don't think it makes a difference
because Bridges' offense is I'm gonna drive, not take the layup, take a fadeaway three. I'm gonna pull up, take a couple dribbles on the wing, pull up three. I'm gonna pull up fadeaway, not a three. I'm gonna run to the corner, shoot the three, and I'm just gonna take mid-range jump shots and not take like layups or nothing. Derek White will do all of that.
Like I don't think it actually makes a difference.
I think it would have made a little bit of a difference because again, he could also give you 30. Like we saw him in the playoffs give you 30, and we've had moments in the playoffs with Bridges where he defensively did his fucking thing. But and isn't he a free agent?
White or Bridges?
Bridges.
I don't.
Bridges a free agent after this year.
What his contract situation is?
I think his contract total was like 90 mil. 90 something mil. Is he worth over 100?
I mean, in today's NBA, he's going to get it.
But would you be willing to give him that if you are the Knicks?
He's essential for what the Knicks do. So,
or can you better allocate 100 elsewhere?
That's the question I just asked you.
Yeah.
I don't know
who free agents are this year. Like I know Naz Reid's going to opt out. I know
I wouldn't want
Alexander Walker.
I would take a look, but see, like I would take a look at him, but he's not better than Bridges.
No, but if let's say trying to find value, so NBA free agents 2025 free agent tracker.
He signed a 4-year deal. He's on his rookie contract right now.
I thought he was on his rookie extension.
He's on his rookie extension. That's what
yeah. All right.
So the Knicks have him next year, and then he's a free agent, unrestricted.
Okay, then there you go. So they got to figure that out.
So we can. This is what's going to happen. The Knicks are going to run it back. They're going to run it back. They're going to see. They're going to run it back because they're like Dylan. The Knicks are not in a good salary situation, so they're going to run it back.
Brogdon's a free agent.
Yeah, he's washed.
He's a better ball. He's better point guard than anything you have on the bench.
No, I would take Deuce over here. I would not.
Deuce ain't a real point guard. Let's be real there. He's not. But
Malcolm Brogdon doesn't do anything.
He does more than Campaign does.
But he doesn't do anything though. Like, what does he do? Like he's a better ball handler and be able to bring the ball up. But
is he a better shooter than Deuce?
He's not going to shoot.
Well, I'm not. This isn't trying to replace Deuce. This is trying to give you depth everywhere else, right?
But I feel like he just doesn't do anything.
I don't feel like he's not going to get minutes
per game.
He's not going to get minutes.
He's just going to be on the court if he plays. He's not going to do anything.
I'm trying to look through everything else here because this crop of free agents, guys, not great. Spencer Dinwiddie,
old,
stinks.
The Knicks want to try and go get Austin Reeves. I would be interested.
Who you moving?
I would trade Bridges for Austin Reeves. I would trade him for Austin Reeves.
Defensive liability. I wouldn't do it.
I watched Bridges get cooked all series by fucking Tyrese Halliburton.
We lose. I mean, listen. Like, I don't understand. You get like when you are a defensive guy, you're gonna get cooked every now and then. But my thing is, I feel like
the whole series.
I'm saying, like, I don't think Austin Reeves is that much of a drop off.
He is.
How much do you think he could bring Quentin Grimes back for?
I would take
especially off of the run he had in Detroit. In Philly when everybody got hurt, where he was
because the Knicks didn't want to get rid of him in the first place.
Yeah,
Knicks didn't want to get rid of him in the first. Tibbs loves him.
He got the second he left, he got infinitely better.
He got better. I would absolutely take Quentin Grimes back.
So
You know,
if I'm y'all, I would
I wouldn't
explore
say
that.
better. I just think that he no longer had a leash, and he also didn't have any pressure.
Well,
Just had to
Grimes
go out
had
there
a
and play
confidence
ball.
issue.
He just had to go out there and play ball. He ain't have to do nothing really anymore.
I would take Emmanuel quickly back too.
Grimes had a confidence issue where it's like if he missed 2 threes, it seemed like Tibbs was like burying him in real time.
Tibbs does that with everyone.
Yeah, and
Everyone
I don't think
not-
Grimes was able to handle that.
Everyone not named Brunson or Bridges, honestly. You miss 2 shots, you're done.
Quickly ain't coming back to New York, Mike.
No, Quickly's not coming back. He's bitter.
Yeah. Can you blame
I'm
him?
saying, I don't blame him. I'm saying the Knicks could use him still. I'll totally take him back if that was, something to do. But he's not. I know he's not coming back.
D'Anthony Melton,
Nah.
Davion Mitchell turned into a menace.
The identity of the Knicks is we need a two-way. Everybody that we have or get has to be a two-way. We need defense and offense.
I think you need to fire Tibbs.
Yeah, I mean, who else you
Dennis Schroeder.
Mike Malone
doesn't play defense.
Dennis Schroeder will play defense.
He'll try.
That's more than you. That's really all you need is somebody who's going to try. Cat not trying.
I just better hear Cat's got level 3 bone bruise in his knee in a couple days too.
If I hear that, I'm burying him. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, because I hate that shit, man.
Why are you out there then? It's going to be your...
Exactly. If it's that bad and you're looking okay, like you're playing fine. Like the first half, he was fine. The level 3 bone bruise is not going to make up for his.
I'm making that up too. I don't know if that's a real thing.
I know. It's hyperbole, but that's not going to make up for him being fucking stupid.
Like I literally saw him get fouled, fall, and grab his knee when his knee was not touched at all on the play.
Oh, Russell Westbrook.
Y'all think I'm crazy. I would take Russ.
If you could get Russell Westbrook on that trash contract that he's on now, which is nothing,
I would take Russ on this Knicks team.
Take him.
I would absolutely take Russ on it because I think Russ helps McBride and the 2 people that come off the bench.
Him and Steven Adams. Because the big Kiwi's a free agent too.
I don't know.
He's also an injury-prone guy. You can't have 2.
Yeah, I was going to see that.
Yeah. That's why I hesitate. I don't know if I would.
Healthy.
I would take a run at that. But Russ, I absolutely would take a run on it. The problem is, what I've learned is Russ isn't good in big markets. Russ needs to be in a small market because big markets are too impatient for Russ. And
he also
he puts too much pressure on himself.
As above, as larger than life as he is, it sucks the joy of the game out. He can't handle it. What about Clint Capella?
How old is he?
31.
I don't want to say he's injury prone, but
kind of is.
He kind of is, right? Yeah.
Andre Drummond.
No.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good options here unless this had everybody. I can't be like, oh, LeBron James.
I mean, I take that guy. I take that guy. He's what, 41? I take a flyer on that 40-year-old. I take a flyer on him. See what happens.
He ain't gonna take 40-year-old money.
Yeah, he ain't gonna take 40-year-old money. But I look at that guy. I'd give that guy a workout. I'd let him run.
See, the thing about our big lows is that we don't necessarily need a big, but we need a big because we run this 2 big man lineup.
It's because Cat is not a real big. That's why. Oh, Dylan, your boy is back.
There he is. He's here, our friend. Hello, sir.
Blackheart, I also Patrick Beverly. No, pass.
He we say all this assuming Tibbs will be back.
Yes. Because if Tibbs is not back, then you're telling me Mike Malone is because I think Mike Malone. I'm telling you,
Mike Malone would put Russ in his luggage with him and bring him there himself.
But I feel like Mike Malone would unlock Cat. I really feel like he unlocks Cat.
I don't know.
I
truly don't know.
I really feel like he would unlock him.
I truly don't know.
Somebody find Mike Woodson, man.
I miss Woody, man. The Knicks did him dirty. I don't want to sound like the bitter Knick fan. But 6 is pushing it for me. 6 is pushing it for me. I think there's a very, very real world where they could sweep Indiana. I don't want to sound like that bitter Knick fan, but I think there's a very real
Mike, I'm going to
world
tell you a secret.
where they can sweep Indiana.
This probably was happening either way. This probably was happening. And here comes the Knicks fan.
And I would have fought you. Just my Knick pride would have fought you. I would have fought you for 1, maybe 2. But now that it's over, Knicks was not beating that OKC team. The Knicks were not going to.
You really think
I don't.
Either team could get? No, I'm saying you really don't think either team could get 1.
I think it's a very high chance neither team could
combine the Knicks and the Pacers, then hell yeah. Solo.
My stepdad texted me after the Knick game because my stepdad is a Knick fan. He said OKC's going to sweep, and I said they were fucking sweeping regardless. He just goes. My stepdad, who knows nothing about like salary cap or anything, he goes, Knicks are close. A little more D and one more superstar scorer. I'm like, you can't have any more. You fucking can't have any more.
I think the Knicks are close, but I think the Knicks
I can agree with the close part.
I think they need a little bit more defense. And like I said, it's the old school mentality. They just those guys got to get in the gym and Cat got to get a little bit better, get a little bit tougher. Mikal Bridges got to get a little bit better. Like, you just got to get a little better. Go work on your game. Just get a little better. Indiana got better. Indiana ran it back.
Indiana got better, and
they ran it back.
I owe Pascal Siakam an apology for all the shit I've been talking about Spicy P for the last fucking 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he was everything you needed him to be. Everything you need, and he's not a superstar. He's just a high-level all-star.
Too. He's a high quality too.
Some nights could give you 1.
Yeah.
It'd be the 1. But I owe him a big apology. Tyrese Halliburton proved a lot to me in this playoffs from last year where he was so scared to drive at all to building a float game and being like aggressive off the dribble. Andrew Nembhard outside of this series offensively, like becoming
going to be in hell next week. Oh, he's going to be in hell next
but to watch him in the first 2 rounds just give buckets was like, oh, that's not on my bingo card. Andrew Nembhard just like becoming a really good basketball player was not on my fucking bingo card. And Carlisle, credit to Carlisle, who I was very critical of last year because of the bitch made shit he was talking about the refs.
I mean, it's still true.
He is bitch made, I know, but it's this Pacers team deserves a lot more credit than I could have even given them.
They're coached very well.
Coached very well, and the big knock last year was they beat unhealthy teams.
Y'all saying that this is my burner account. That's Anthony. It's Anthony. This is Anthony.
And this has to be.
This is Anthony's burner account.
It is. T is for Tony.
But yeah, the big knock last year was they were beating injured teams. They walked into MSG and said, I'll take that. Y'all are healthy this year. What's up? And got out of here in 6. Kudos.
I also hate how it felt like this whole Eastern Conference Finals was one big TNT Indiana love fest, because that's what it felt like.
Is that why y'all lost?
No.
Okay, cool.
But it was a TNT. It was an Indiana love fest.
I mean, they had Reggie on,
and Stan Van Gundy was no better.
Stan was better. Stop.
Because
I won't allow you to do that.
Because he wasn't as blatantly one-sided as Reggie was. That makes him better.
Michael, stop.
That was a completely one-sided
Stop it.
broadcast from start to finish.
Stop it.
Start to finish.
Reggie did exactly what he needed to do. Reggie helped
the commentator of the game give the Pacers the trophy instead of Ernie Johnson.
I wonder why.
Bias.
Why would they let the Indiana Pacer legend and NBA Hall of Famer give the Indiana Pacer player?
Then why was he commentating the game?
Because he also works for TNT.
Let him. They have other commentators.
Okay, it makes all the sense in the world for this to be a thing.
A non-biased broadcast. That's all I want. That's all I ask for. Non-biased. If I wanted bias, I would go listen to the Pacers radio network. If I wanted to hear that, that's
Mike.
Fine. It's fine.
I hate to be that guy, but you're being sensitive. Shut the fuck up.
This is ridiculous. You know what, Dylan? That might be our first comment.
That still sounds like me talking about himself in the third person.
When the speakies come around, can we give him chatter of the year?
I still feel like that's Anthony.
Listen, if it is Anthony, that'll be the first time he gets one of these speakies for something. Because that is screenshot that, keep that in the archives. That is absolute gold. Absolute gold. We love that shit. Now we get to enjoy the NBA Finals without any consequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just, it's easy, it's over. The hard part's done.
I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy these NBA Finals.
It's good. Anthony, I'm glad Anthony finally came to the realization that what I said when the playoffs started, like, it's so much easier being a basketball fan when your team's just not fucking playing. So much less stressful.
I mean, it's a lot less stressful also because the Knicks just only play clutch games. So, and also just raises the anxiety to 1 billion every night. But yeah, so I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy watching this series because I appreciate SGA's game. I love me a good defensive team. And I love the atmosphere in OKC. And I don't like the Pacers. It's going to be a good week next week. I mean, if you're making that your official prediction.
Yeah. I'll make that. I'm pretty confident. I think I could get 4 at a sweep.
We're going to go
because
5.
right now I will have predicted, like, I'm foregoing everything. The Thunder are winning the title. I will have predicted back-to-back NBA champions in 2 years. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
I will also join the party this year.
Will you didn't pick the Celtics last year?
This year.
Oh yeah, of picking a winner. Got it.
But will we get speakies, Dylan?
No, because we need to change the format in which you send out these things. Because you'll give votes to people who don't watch like all of the shows instead of trying to create like a ballot for them to pick from, where we take all the votes that you get.
Actually, no, Dylan, you don't get credit for that.
Why?
Because you picked the Celtics to win.
This year?
Yes.
I thought I picked the Thunder.
You picked Celtics versus
Oh, then I'm
Thunder.
Oh, then I'm out.
Celtics
Then
in
never mind.
6.
Never mind. Fuck me then.
Yeah. Out.
My speaky rule change though is still the same. I think you should gather up all the votes people give, create a ballot, have people vote from those, as opposed to people just creating one-off votes and then grading that way. So the things that deserve to be there are there.
Here comes Mr. Conspiracy. Oh.
No, well, it's because like Blackheart had no idea that I picked the Celtics to win the NBA Finals last year. Like zero fucking clue at the beginning of the year.
Well, have to be special ballots then.
We have to figure out a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
You guys are just trying to stop my 3P.
You're gonna win a Speaky. Probably not Speaky of the Year, but that Zach Edey.
Dylan's got it out for you with that Zach Edey one. Which is not fair because what did Rod say a couple years ago? That one was just
the maybe
playoffs, maybe.
Make the playoffs, maybe. That should have won the Speaky, right?
I voted for that. I voted for that.
That was atrocious.
Ugh. We love it.
James, you gonna make your official prediction now or no?
For the finals?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Thunder won in 6, 4-2.
6. October 2023. So for 2023, so who was the 24 champion?
The Nuggets.
That was the Nuggets year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they played the Heat. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we were all over the place. Oh yeah, because James got that right. James got the Nuggets that year.
Yes, he did.
James got the Nuggets. Okay. So James has one. Dylan has one, and I'm a week away. I'm a week away from getting one.
Imagine the gods coming and fuck you up,
and the Pacers win the chip,
and the Pacers win. Mike,
I may stop watching basketball.
Definitely not true, but listen, that would be one of those things where it's like, man, we got to create a Speaky for you. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride award.
It'll be only because Mike wants it so bad.
And Mike would be the only one who wins that award. The only one who wins that award.
I wanted a Speaky if the Knicks got to the finals because.
Well, you wouldn't get it because Anthony also had it, and Anthony had them as the champions.
If it was Knicks Thunders and the Knicks won, well, James had that as well. Like I wouldn't care. I'd trade it all. I'd trade it all for that title.
The last two teams that traded Paul George are in the NBA Finals.
Philly better get on the phone. Billy better get on the phone.
Also, one of my my net correspondents that I follow, Anthony Puccio, said if anybody wants anybody to blame, you blame Mayor Eric Adams, who acted like he never been here before and started giving all the Knick players streets.
Yeah, I saw that too. Thought it was a little much.
And, well, we're looking for somebody to blame, right? Anything, anybody, and anything. I know a guy in the chat who deserves blame.
Anthony.
Anthony. This is Anthony's fault. This is Anthony's karma.
At least nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. I'm glad nobody got hurt. But Anthony's karma for wishing injuries on players always will find a way to catch up to him one way, shape, or form. And it's always in a way he probably doesn't like. And he hates the Pacers and he hates Tyrese Halliburton. So
can I just say,
out.
You know, how you get on. I always find the silver lining in things.
Yes.
Halliburton not winning the MVP did my heart good. Did my heart so good.
I understand why he didn't. Pascal had like 3 games where he scored like 30 plus and played out of his mind.
Did my heart good. If the Pacers win and Siakam was the MVP,
no, we're not all from New York.
I am not. I am not from New York.
Why are you asking questions you know the answers to, Anthony? You guys don't find it odd that Enoch Jackson disappeared and now T. Severe is here?
Listen, last post game live, Anthony was here, kind of quiet,
and he kind of wasn't like looking. As y'all was saying, I can't see my hands. I couldn't see Anthony's hands the whole show either. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Anthony voluntarily calling himself Tony is still, that is an all-time like chat performance there.
I mean, now I'm starting to think it's not Anthony.
Yeah.
That's too big. The vocab is expanded too far.
Don't say why. Don't say why, guys.
But yes, but no, I am from.
Anthony's also the same guy who just says projection without knowing how.
What word did he use the other day that I don't know where he pulled that from.
And he also used that wrong.
I forgot. Damn, it was like a few days ago.
I love telling Anthony when he's using that word wrong. Like you don't know how to use that word.
Forgot what word he used this time, and I read it and I was like, okay, let him rock. Let it rock. But I don't know.
I didn't. Right. I told him he used that wrong too.
You and James routinely.
I was about to say
you love telling him when he uses the word wrong.
Because he used this right.
Yes,
he used this word right.
You love pointing out when he if he misuses a word. James is the grammar king.
Yeah, James will sit there and put the asterisk and correct it. I will just flat out tell you that's not how you use it.
Yo, James be killing me. James be your.
No, it's "and" without the D. Every time he's typing "and."
And your also has Anthony in a fucking chokehold too. Your fucking kills him.
And James just does not let him breathe, not one time.
Because he'll say those wrong and then he'll just correct them.
Be in the middle of a full debate, and here comes James. Your apostrophe. James, damn it. You knew what he meant. He's doing the Kermit fast texting things. Here comes James. Don't care. Spell it right.
I like when I can catch James before he gets to edit it. That's my thing. That's why I'm like LOL and then the word he spelled wrong. That's what I like to do. Whenever he gets it, then it says ha edited.
I'm not sure if Anthony knows he can edit. If he can, because I don't think I've ever seen Anthony edit.
I don't think it works on Android.
It works. I edit all the time.
Yeah, whatever you say. Whatever you say.
I don't think it works for Android. That's some bullshit.
I don't know what kind of Android Anthony has because those emojis he put. I don't have that.
You have
I do not. Have you ever seen me use? I've never.
You don't use them.
No, you have Kuth. You have Kuth. Instead of using those abominations.
I don't know where he be getting those from. I just be like, ugh, terrible.
That shit straight to jail. Every time I see that shit, straight to jail. Straight to jail.
How do you guys feel about this being the last night for the guys?
Well, on TNT.
Yeah.
They'll be back with ESPN. I think they're going to be doing it in the same studio and everything too. So I hope ESPN doesn't try to fuck it up.
They will.
And just keep adding their people to it.
They will.
I like Stephen A will absolutely be on this show.
And it's gonna stink.
I think if you leave,
they're gonna fuck it up.
They're gonna fuck it up. It's gonna be watered down and they're gonna try to ESPN it. And it's
if they let Ernie run the show the way Ernie's been running the show for fucking 30 plus years, this would be great. And then if you have the occasional Wilbon and Stephen A, because every time they're on there, it's great.
They loosen them up. They don't act.
Yeah, because it's not
tight.
Gotta be this and rah, 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 rah.
They're gonna do subtle fuck ups. Like they're gonna get rid of underdog, just little small stuff. I'm telling you.
You got to give them the same type of control that Pat McAfee has. McAfee does literally whatever the fuck he wants.
He does.
The best is when McAfee just talks shit about his bosses, the people who literally pay him, and he's just like, this fucking loser came in and tried to stop me from getting this show. Fuck
but
him.
I think that's also because McAfee they simulcast his show, so like it's not like it's an ESPN show. They're just paying to show his show.
Well, he's an ESPN employee. All of them are ESPN employees.
But it's still his show, his production, his everything. So,
well, they gave him the creative control. That's in his contract. So ESPN buying him and allowing that to happen, they could have easily said, okay, we're bringing in our people and you can't do this and do this. Like when Pat McAfee initially was on DAZN. It was a significantly different show than what it is now. And it was way worse because Pat couldn't swear and do anything. So much different show. So them allowing that to happen and then having the live, like JJ Watt and all these people having to watch out for swear words, but it's on a delay, is like great for that show. Do the same for them.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope and pray. Can't wait to see Jay Will. I can't wait to see Perk and Shaq going at it. That's going to be fun.
No, thanks. Shaq. No,
Perk and Shaq going at it will be pure comedy.
Oh, Knicks players and coaches are reportedly frustrated with Karl-Anthony Towns' defensive habits, per The Athletic. Publicly, Knicks players made veiled comments all season about poor communication causing their inconsistencies. Behind the scenes, they and coaches expressed frustration with Towns' defensive habits, less concerned with his talent level and more with his process on that end. Too often, Towns executed incorrect coverages without communicating why he did it. After it became a theme, players worried Towns didn't grasp the importance of the matter.
Surprise, surprise. He don't know how to play defense.
Water's wet. Fire is hot.
So again, when we see that footage of him and OG getting at it on the bench, and then Brunson trying to cool them out, and then Brunson almost going off on Cat, we know what it is. It's Cat. It's his defense and lack thereof. Because it's the fact that the Knicks jumped from a below average defensive team to a middle of the pack defensive team as soon as Mitchell Robinson came back. And that the fact that they were a top 10 defensive team when Mitchell Robinson is on the floor is all you need to know about how bad Cat is. Like, it's not. And like I said, we're not going to pat ourselves on the back. The three of us all said this when the trade happened. And I explicitly said it. He's soft. He can't play defense like Julius Randle. And he's soft. And it came back and it bit the Knicks because he's soft. He's soft. All the talent in the world. All the talent. Not enough talent in between the ears.
His fouls this entire playoff run in the second half are so like unreal and unbelievable. How fucking stupid this guy plays from time to time after having like phenomenal first halves where he's like, oh, he's on pace to have 30 and like have a really good like 30 and 18 and whatever the fuck you need. Like
he'll get to the 30, but
he'll also give up 30 and then get in foul trouble and then take off for the second half and just do dumb shit. Like he was on pace for a lot of this playoff to be like a really like important and good playoff riser for guys who go and outperform their regular seasons in the playoffs, just for him to just barely be where he needed to be. I think he actually ended below his season averages. Where you have a guy like Brunson who is a historical playoff riser. Literally goes from averaging like 25 to averaging almost 10 points more.
And that's what you want from your superstar, and that's what you want from your best. If Cat plays to his averages, the Knicks are probably advancing right now.
It's just so confusing, man. So fucking confusing, but oh well.
I mean, it could be my sports. Could be my sports karma. He could be James Harden. Because it's very consistent.
He didn't play as bad as James Harden. Like James Harden had games where he just was. James Harden had games where he literally like couldn't get 10 points. Not to say that Cat has not been good or like he has been bad. He has been bad, but he hasn't been like levels of James Harden bad.
But it's tough because Cat defenders or Cat will be like, just look at the box score. I had 22 and 14 tonight. What are y'all talking about? I played good. No, you did not.
You can also look at the plus minus and see that.
Yes. And then you could also go get a little bit more granular and be like, oh, when did he score all his points? Which has been my favorite thing for Cat all playoffs. Is like, okay, he literally is only scoring 6 points in the second half.
Remember when someone tried to tell me that doesn't matter? Remember Ross was like, it doesn't matter when the points are scored.
It does.
Who was you talking about? AD, right? Yeah, AD.
It's the context in which the game is played.
Just
missing free throws in the first half doesn't like hurt as much as missing free throws with 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
Which he didn't get one.
The Knicks tonight, though, they were all kind of like missing a bunch of fucking free throws, even though it seemed like
Cat even was missing free throws, and that motherfucker doesn't miss free throws.
Yeah,
he missed 4 free throws tonight, including one stretch where he missed 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he went 6 for 10. That is the most not Cat thing. That and his 3-point shooting was not very good tonight either. For the best big man shooter ever, you can't go for fucking 4 in a fucking win or go home like an elimination game.
How many turnovers did Brunson have tonight?
5.
I mean, you know what's, and again, so that goes back to what we were saying, Dylan. That's how good Brunson is, because 5 isn't god awful.
But that's
not him. That's not him. Like him having 5 feels like he had 15. because it's like, whoo, boy.
Oh
Goodness.
wow! Somebody asked Brunson if he thought Tibbs was the right guy, like at the press conference.
These reporters be out of pocket. They also are like sharks in a pool of chum.
Oh, let me
when these
let me
guys
share
get
this.
eliminated, the questions that they ask when they know that the emotions are raw is crazy.
Jalen, when you talk about the confidence, obviously, I feel like nobody takes more criticism than Tom, and this team obviously has turned around during his tenure. Do you kind of feel that going forward, he's the same guy to lift you guys the rest of the way at next level?
Is that a real question right now? You just asked me if I believe that if he's the right guy. Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Come on.
Thank you. Exactly. Like, because the what Brunson is really trying to say is, you think I'm going to throw Tibbs under the bus right now? You think I'm going to say, no, he's not the right guy, fire him? Like, what kind of question is that?
I mean, if you would have asked Anthony Edwards that question,
Who knows what you would? Who knows what Ant might say? You're right about that. Who knows what Ant might say?
but like between that one and then like the question Pascal Siakam got asked the other day, and he was like, "What are you talking about?"
Exactly. The other night, did you guys just not want to win?
Yeah, I mean,
Did we not want to win?
I think it's
want to win.
low. I think it's low journalism for sure, but they're definitely just trying to get their sound bites.
Yeah,
It's clickbait.
that's the gotcha moment that Anthony hates so much.
It's clickbait. Like, because you're right, Chance. That question of Siakam was also absolutely ridiculous. Like, what do you think Siakam's gonna say? No, we didn't want to win tonight. We want, we didn't really want to win. Of course they wanted to win. They could have went to the NBA Finals 2 days ago. Of course they wanted to win. The Knicks just beat them. Like,
Mike, on the plus side, we might be having another boys' dinner because Anthony lost the bet.
yeah, he owes you.
He owes me a dinner of a place of my choice.
Yeah, it was just a dinner of a place of your choice. Please don't do nothing crazy.
Crazier than what you did?
Steakhouse. I didn't want to go there.
Is that the bar? Is that the bar? Like, is the bar cast iron chef?
I didn't want to go there, if you remember, though. Anthony switched it and said he wanted to go there.
Mike, you picked there.
Well, because he said I wanted to go there. So I was like, well, shit.
It doesn't matter. That's where you picked.
That wasn't the steakhouse that we were going to go to.
Regardless, it was probably more expensive than the steakhouse.
That's why I can't believe he that was weird. But yeah, sure, that's the bar.
Boys dinner, boys night, and then I go home right after.
7:00. Dylan's calling it a night.
I fell asleep in your car on the ride home to the Yankee game, Mike.
Yes, I know. I am
People drained me. People drained me, man. Shout out to that nice young lady behind us. At the
Yeah, you guys in the chat, y'all don't even know. But yeah, Dylan fell asleep with a briefcase full of White Castle on his leg.
Yeah, that happened too. Yeah, Mike, we go to White Castle after the Yankee game. He goes, "I'm sorry, are they giving you a suitcase?" I said, "Yeah, they are."
I did not know that they sold White Castle in like the little mini clutch thing. I was like, "Excuse me, what is happening right now?"
I changed the game.
Gave Dylan 50 cheeseburgers for $20.
Put Dylan in the coma.
Oh well, because Janice and the kids love White Castle too. So I was like, all right, let's go. We get the thing, and everybody has a bunch of burgers.
Yeah, because I think it was like 20, 25 in there.
Yeah, it was like probably closer to 30 burgers.
Yeah, I think it was like 25. I think you're right, like 25.
Yeah.
Dylan ate like 4 or 5 in the car. And then we got to that little stretch where it's just, all right, we're just on the road here. And I just looked over, and he definitely was slumped. Definitely was slumped. Especially once I got on the highway, because we had to go like a weird way to get back on the highway.
Also were listening to the Warriors Rockets game.
Yes.
as well. Put me out. Put me out.
Yes, because you was mad because I was right.
Put me fucking out. But
yeah,
shout out to
no.
that young lady behind me.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, James, but Dylan has exquisite eyebrows.
And wonderful hair.
Exquisite eyebrows.
Mind you, I was wolfed out. Wolfed. Mind you. But
Dylan accepted a compliment from another woman. Child of God.
He had no choice. He had no choice with this lady.
I did nothing. She literally tapped me on the back of my shoulder. She goes, "I'm sorry. What are you?"
You were supposed to RKO her for touching.
Yeah, I almost RKO'd her, James. I almost because that is literally how she started the conversation. She tapped Dylan on the shoulder and said, "I'm sorry. What are you?" I almost said, "What the hell kind of question is that? What are you?"
And I entertained it. I said, "Guess." I said yes.
Tombstone that lady. For
what do you think she said, James? So when I told her to guess what I was, what do you think she said?
You are half.
I will give you a hint, James. She was wrong.
Incredibly wrong.
Way off.
She said half Spanish, half French.
No, not at all. She said she was like Egyptian. And I was like, no. And then she goes,
I took a nice big sip of my soda when she said Egyptian.
Then she goes, "What's your name?" And I looked at her and I said, "That's not going to help you at all."
Yeah. she thought she had it. She was like, "Oh, tell me your name and I'll get it." And I was like, "Yeah, that ain't going to do it."
And I'm like, "Dylan." And she looks at me. She goes, "No, the fuck it's not.
That's not your name. That's not your name." And that's when I had to turn. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. His name is Dylan.
So then she goes, "You're some type of Hispanic." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a lot of Spanish." And then she goes, "Well, I would just like to let you know that you have the most beautiful hair, you have the perfect eyebrows, and an amazing beard." And I was like, "I appreciate that, thank you." And then I turned right around. Didn't say nothing else. Nothing else.
Too close, bitch.
Nothing else. And Mike was looking at me. He was like, "The fuck is happening right now?" I'm like, "Mike, I would not be lying to you if I told you this is not the first, second, or third time I have been approached by random women at Yankee games trying to talk to me like that."
Dylan was out here being a thought in these streets.
I'm pretty sure he didn't want that. I'm
pretty sure no part of it.
I'm
just like, man, if Anthony was here, he would have folded. And the worst part, James, she was there with her boyfriend right next to her.
Right next to her.
Anthony's kryptonite.
I don't know what she was, but she was a woman of the earth.
She was a woman of the night. That's what she was.
I don't know what she had. Dreads. I couldn't tell what she was.
They were not.
Her boyfriend was some type of Puerto Rican, like everybody else at Yankee Stadium. But I don't know what the fuck she was.
Except the two people that was sitting in front. The poor older guy in front of me that I was kneeing in the back all night. All night. Just pow, pow, all night. Sorry, fella. They don't make these seats for the tall. Sorry.
The whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, man, if this is Anthony, he would have been trying to set her up for an appointment.
He would have whispered it to you. She needs an appointment.
Yeah.
How do you know this?
I'm like, listen, I'm familiar with his game. The whole thing. And believe it or not, James, she's the reason I didn't cut my hair.
Yes.
And you got influence. Oh my God.
Because I've been asking Janice for months. And I went and I told her this shit too. I told her she should be fucking ashamed. But I told her because I had an appointment with Mario the next morning.
Next day. Yeah, the next day.
I had an appointment with Mario at 10 a.m. And I was going to cut my hair. And every time I asked Janice, I was like, "What would you like me to do?" She was like, "I don't care. Whatever." whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. And then this lady at Yankee Stadium on Jazz Chisholm jersey night decided
That she had on.
She decided, young Dylon over there, I want to go poke him on the shoulder and let him know how fabulous that boy is.
And she was absolutely thinking and plotting on this too, because it wasn't like the 8th inning when she
It
did
was
this?
the 7th inning.
Like,
We came back from getting chicken tenders and fucking sodas.
we waited till we got up, went and got food, came back, and then she was just like, "Yeah, this is my time. He's
Yeah,
eating.
let me tap him on the shoulder.
He's eating. Let me get that." You would be correct, sir. You would be absolutely correct.
I believe she was. I could be wrong.
I believe she was too. I believe
culturally tone deaf.
I would guess that she is of the Irish descent.
That's why I said she was an earthy woman. She was a white lady with dreads. She probably walks around barefoot outside.
Absolutely. Only reason she had shoes on is because Yankee Stadium requires it.
She was like Mac Hollins. The other time I got approached at Yankee Stadium, it was Yankee Red Sox like 3 years ago, and I'm sitting there, I'm talking to a buddy of mine that I met at the stadium, and this fucking like Puerto Rican lady just comes and pushes me up against a pillar, and she just goes, "You know, we could have been something special, but you're Yankees and I'm Red Sox." And I'm like, "Bitch, I don't know you." And then I walked away. And my buddy's like, "You know that lady?" I'm like, "I have no idea who that bitch is." No idea.
Red Sox fans out of control.
Out of control. Out of pocket. Let your boy be. I'm just trying to enjoy Aaron Judge hit home runs. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yada yada yada, Dylan. All I hear is you were influenced by another woman.
I was. I told Janae she should be ashamed. And she thought it was fucking hilarious. And she at first when I was telling her this story, she was like, "Bitch, who?" Like, who's this bitch? And then I ended, I was like, "And this is all your fault." This is all your fault. I was like, "I'm a man of God. You can't tell me what you want me to do with my hair." Another bitch did it. Will I ever see this bitch again in my life?
Hopefully not.
Never. I never will. I will never encounter this woman ever again. All I know is she knows my name and she thought I was an Egyptian. And she thought Dylan was going to help her. Told her it wasn't going to help her at all, and she didn't believe me.
Terrible. Well, I don't.
Yes.
She did.
I don't know about the henna, but she had a lot of bracelets on.
I absolutely think she had a lot of jewelry on.
She absolutely did. She absolutely did. Would this earthy woman be your type of white woman?
That's a great question.
This is where I get into my interview bag. T Severe, this has gone from post game live to speak on an interview series. Hello, how are you?
I'm covering.
I can't wait for this answer.
We will wait. We will pause ending this stream to wait for this answer. This is important to me. This is important to us.
You.
Us. You said it was a great question. It's important to you too. You're wondering it. You're wondering it.
I mean, I
would you have asked it? No. That's my job. It's my job to ask the out-of-pocket questions.
Hopefully, while we wait for the answer, do we need to do a preview show for these finals, you think? Because, I mean, it's nothing to preview. Thunder win.
James, do you have the picture of Pat Beverly holding the belt up?
He's not going to change it. Oh.
There's your preview for next series. There's your preview for next series. Belt to ass.
Because they are going to spend. If
This might be the win Canada has been looking for 2 years.
if Indiana does not win game 1, they are really going to be in trouble.
Yes.
If they don't win game 1, they are in for it. That's kind of the same way I felt about Boston. Boston last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. Remember when I said Boston was going to sweep them, and it was like, well, Indiana almost stole game 1, and then they didn't, and then they never had a chance again after that. I feel the same way. Indiana has to steal game 1. If they don't, this could be a quick one, fellas. This could be quick.
We love it. Do we have an I'm him?
I'm just going to give it to the wait. We have your answer before we go to I'm him.
No, I've dabbled in those types, but those bitches smell like frankincense and white guilt.
And white guilt.
Bang, bang.
Sure you weren't at the
bang.
Yankee.
Like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
Are you sure that you weren't at the Yankee game with us? Because he sees the woman we see. He sees the woman that we saw.
I've dabbled with those types.
We need to go into the chat now and ask Anthony what he said. If Anthony says I've dabbled, y'all the fucking same.
You're the same person. I don't want to hear nothing else. Same person.
Tony Severe.
That's what we're just gonna start calling him in the chat. Tony Severe.
Oh my god.
Cut it out, Tony.
You know who I miss? You know who I showed our first post-game live of the series to last night?
Ooh.
Janice. And I kind of cut a highlight reel of all my my Chang jokes. She was pretty entertained. Because believe it or not, Janice is somebody who throws your mother around. Like you say anything to her, she goes, "Yeah, well, your mother." Like she throws that shit around, and she's very quick and witty, and it's good. It's usually very good. So when she saw me roasting that young man's mother like that, she appreciated it.
She was very entertained.
She was very entertained. I almost made her proud, I'd say. I did catch her today. Oh, bye, James. I did catch her today. She said something about something being greasy. I got grease on my hoodie. I was like, you know who's greasy? Your fucking mother.
Oh.
Caught her with the fucking just, you know, in Fight Night when you get the Counter Strike and the fucking whole screen like flashes.
Yes.
Got her. Got her.
Goodness gracious. Well, my I'm him is the Inside the NBA crew. It's been a great run on TNT. The countless laughs and entertainment that show has given me over the last 15 years.
Literally the entirety of my NBA fandom.
Almost mine. Almost all of it for me.
Because I don't know an NBA season without Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck. And then we got Shaq. And that was fucking awesome.
Shaq was the cherry on top when it was just starting to get. It's like in wrestling when a character kind of twists a little something onto their character. It was great. Yeah, this is Anthony. This is absolutely Anthony. All I needed was the latte, the pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. Do you like pumpkin spice?
That's all I need now.
Because I assume if this is your type of white girl that wears Ugg boots and a North Face jacket in the fall, dabbles in pumpkin spice.
Black leggings, Ugg boots, and a tank top.
Sometimes those Ugg boots are fucking hurting. Sometimes those Ugg boots are hurting, but you have dabbled in the pumpkin spice. Do you like it, or have you taught yourself to like it so you could go and enjoy these things with the white woman of your choice
and dabble some more
and dabble in the white woman, dabble in the pumpkin spice? See, we're getting somewhere. How many other shows are integrated in their chat like this?
This is why post game live is the best.
This is my favorite thing we do. It's my favorite thing we do because you never know who's going to show up.
You never.
All I know
what-
is before the NBA Finals is done, Chang needs to come back one more show and like be an honorary alumni. I'll fucking hang him up on the wall. I will put Chang on the wall as like a hall of fucking chat.
Yes, because post game live will be live after every NBA Finals game. So fun times. I think it's Thursday, Sunday.
This was also a great birthday present to me.
Was it?
Yes, because my birthday's Tuesday. The only thing that would have been better would have been if there was Game 7 and y'all got packed up at home.
You don't deserve nice things.
Research
purposes.
sounds like something.
That means the answer to that is yes, Dylan. I despise it, but I will drink it to get the mission accomplished. That's what that means.
You know what I had once? Because I'm not a fan of pumpkin fucking anything besides like
Me
pumpkin
either.
pie. I had a pumpkin beer once. That shit was disgusting. I gave that shit to to Jackie. I was out with Jackie. I gave that shit to her. I said, "You could fucking have this." I'm not drinking this shit.
Pumpkin. It's
fucking disgusting.
I don't like pumpkin anything. Pie,
Pumpkin pie is good.
beer, ale,
Pumpkin seeds are good too.
nothing.
Well, sir, you're missing out on some things. Everything else, dog shit. Let me show this.
What we got?
Have fun in Milwaukee, cat.
That would be crazy if the Knicks really did that, though.
That would be unreal. That would be. I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like, fuck.
Because that actually.
Because he's the perfect piece.
Him, Mitch, OG.
Spacing terrible.
Spacing would be terrible, but now we can do Brunson and Prey, and I'm fine with it.
Because you know he's going to get you 30.
And I know.
Giannis can get you 30 whenever.
And I know Giannis, it's just going to be give Giannis the ball and get out the way.
But Giannis also not a good defender, so.
He's a better defender than you.
And that might have been enough to help y'all tonight.
Go get Giannis, because if the Knicks went and got Giannis and in a mystical world where they just traded for him straight up, because I know that will never happen. But if we could just place Giannis on the Knicks instead of Cat, then I might be content with going to get Nas Reed for spacing purposes. Although his heart is just. Ugh. But your worst nightmare, Dylan, would be Giannis coming to the Knicks and Theonis coming to the Knicks.
Onassis, oh my God. I hate that motherfucker.
And then the Knicks winning the chip, and you have to watch. Because Anthony would be culturing you to death with Theonis.
Onassis is fucking terrible.
Onassis on the Knicks.
I'm discriminatory with my food choices.
Sweet potato.
Shout out to sweet potato pie.
I was about to say we got
sweet potato pie.
We got Dylan on the sweet potato team though. I need another one of those.
That shit good.
I need
that shit
one.
good. We love sweet potato pie.
It's delicious.
Oh, God, that shit's good.
Who was your I am him going to be?
Jalen Brunson.
Oh,
Because he didn't deserve to go out like this.
You just had a bad game.
It wasn't him. I'm absolved of blame for me. There's certain players when you do everything and all that shit, you're kind of absolved. We go back to my Kevin Durant Nets, where it's like I'm going to absolve him of all blame because the way he literally carried that team with Jeff Green as his second best player, I owe him that. And the same thing with Brunson. I can't blame Brunson for fucking anything. He's allowed to have that. Everybody once in a while needs to be picked up. Like as this legend of Michael Jordan, where he fucking did everything by himself and never had any fucking help ever, is such bullshit because he has had to be picked up from time to time too. And same thing with Kobe. Kobe, that game 7, he was fucking horrendous in.
Awful.
He was fucking horrendous in, but everybody likes to act like Kobe did everything by himself too. Acting like Powell.
And Ron
isn't
Artest
fucking
hit one
awesome.
shot and that's it. Like, and Kobe set him up for that shot. No, he was awful in that game.
And
Pau
Kobe told him
Gasol
not
won.
to shoot it.
Paul Gasol won that game 7 for them.
Pau Gasol, who again was probably going to be a Hall of Famer before he was a Laker because of how fucking good he was. Like, you have to be picked up by your people, and he wasn't picked up enough in this playoffs. Like, nobody matched what he gave. So that'll be the ultimate respect. Because again, as much as I don't care for the Knicks and I hate you guys, I am a massive fan of Jalen Brunson. So, shout out to JB.
So yeah, I hate to cut this pumpkin pie debate short, but I'm tired. So we will be back Thursday. Get a few days to rest, Dylan. We'll get a few days.
Just a few.
Thursday for post-game live after game 1 of the Thunder and Pacers. That's what everybody wants to see.
That's what I want to see. As long as it's not y'all.
Thunder in 5.
I'm good.
Thunder in 5. And we will see y'all. Shout out to the Knicks. It was still a great season. If no one else says it, I will say it because I'm not doom and gloom like some people in our chat. It was still a great season. Tons of memories. Tough way to go out. But we'll be back next year.
York Knicks.
We will be back
New York Knicks.
next year.
Bum ass team.
Shut your ass up. That's enough of you for them.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
We still raise the flag.
The New York Knicks.
Thank you. See you in the finals.